Hello again, and welcome to my second video of my summer in England, in the south, in Southampton. A really nice place to go if you find yourself in this part of the country is the Isle of Wight. This little diamond-shaped island just off the coast here, just across this body of water here, which is known as the Solent. Very, very interesting island. It's known as England in miniature, and it does really have very much an Englishness about it. Also, the sunniest place in Britain, by all accounts. The origin of the name is comes from Old English, and it has something to do with the word wait. Not 100% clear on the origin of that. So it's white as in Wight rather than white, the colour. A lot of history as well. This was where Queen Victoria built a mansion, a very large house, which unfortunately we didn't get to go to in this video because they wanted to charge me £32 just to ride up to the house. So I couldn't get that one in, I'm afraid. But Charles Dickens as well, he wrote David Copperfield on the island. Charles I was imprisoned at Carisbrooke Castle, which is one of the places we'll go. Also, they tested early rockets here as well, and also the world's first radio station was in the Isle of Wight. Fascinating place, really. Taking the boat across, we'll be starting here in Cowes, which actually is related to cows, the animal, because these two headlands here apparently are supposed to look like cows. But, well, you can judge for yourself when we come in on the boat. So starting in East Cowes and basically heading down the middle to the capital, Newport. And we'll have a look at Carisbrooke Castle over here. Again, a lot of history there, built by William the Conqueror. Down through the middle, down to Ventnor, which is a town where I used to spend my holidays when I was a kid. So a little bit nostalgic there. Very much a Victorian holiday resort. And then across the south, this long coast road here by the sea, very rolling terrain, down to the very edge to the Needles here. And again, some nice views from here, and again, some interesting history. And then basically back along through the middle and back up to West Cowes, where it was actually Cows Week, the sailing festival. So we'll see a bit of that as well. So a treat is in store. So now we shall come to the video. Okay, so we're taking the car ferry, and there's a group of cyclists in front of us, which we will actually see a little bit later on, going around the other way. And we're leaving Southampton. And there's a bit of a birthday party going on here, a bit of Bangra action. And there goes the ferry going the other way. And a container ship on its way into the port of Southampton. Obviously, being a port, it was bombed quite extensively during the Second World War, which is a real shame. Otherwise, it would really be the jewel of the south, but so much of the old city was destroyed. There's the fort at Calshot. And there is Cowes dead ahead. Does that look like a cow to you? I'm not so sure. And off we get. And we're climbing almost immediately. So up here on the left, there is Osborne House, which is Queen Victoria's residence. A very fine palace. But as I said, 32 quid, so I couldn't get up to it. They wouldn't let me just sneak up and have a little film, unfortunately. And first port of call, Newport. As I said, the capital of the Isle of Wight, and a lot of Victorian architecture here, as you can see. Very Victorian looking town. And here's the Guildhall. And here we have the rather fine looking church of St Thomas Minster. So the modern church dates from the mid 19th century, but it is on the site of a much older church going back to the 12th century. And we'll have a little do a little circuit around here, because this is a really nice square as well. You've got some nice pubs and cafes, so this would be a nice place for a stop. Although being early as it was, wasn't really much open at this point. And now we come to Carisbrooke Castle, which was originally an Anglo-Saxon earthwork defence to defend against Viking raids, but it was built up by the Normans, mentioned in the Domesday Book 1086. Long and storied history. Charles I was imprisoned here before he went off for his execution at the end of the English Civil War. So kind of hard to get a good look at it, being as it was closed at this point in the morning, and I'm sure it would have been paid to get in. But we can have a look at the main gate here, which dates from the 15th century. So we've got the sun behind. It's still fairly early at this point. So yeah, that's about the best I could do in terms of getting footage of it. So you'll have to settle for that, I'm afraid. And as we get on our way, you can see there is several fine Georgian mansions on the island as well, and a vineyard here, the Gatscombe Estate, where they grow a variety of grapes, Pinot Noir being one, and they produce Pinot Noir, Rosé, Pinot Blanc as well. So English wine does exist. Usually it's pretty awful, but I've never tried Isle of Wight wine, so could be wrong. Lots of lovely thatched cottages as well around, as you can see, and these fantastic Victorian villas. And now we start the long steep descent down into Ventnor. The hills do sort of come down very sharply here, as you can see, and this was really a town that was developed in the late 19th century. It was kind of really a Victorian wellness resort essentially, and actually there's a little bit of a microclimate here. It's kind of subtropical plants grow down here. We'll descend down to the Esplanade. A lot of memories for me here, because as I said, this is where we often used to go on holiday when I was a kid, and it's a lovely spot really. Very, very English seaside town as we come down there, as you can see. Really its glory days are long behind it, but probably even now compared to the 80s, it seems to be so quiet these days, and this is the 1st of August, and you know, it's almost nobody here. I think probably with the advent of cheap flights abroad, it kind of killed the British tourist trade to some extent. But if you want a British holiday, you could do a lot worse. There's a lovely bit of beach here, nice blue water, and you can stop here for a nice latte. I think that's where the old amusement arcade was. As our parents would give me and my brother a stack of 10p coins, and they'd slip off to the pub, which we'll go and have a look at now. I kind of imagine this in its heyday, probably the 1930s around then. They used to call it Mayfair by the Sea, because a lot of posh people from London used to holiday down here. And here is that pub. What is it? The Spyglass Inn. So yeah, you pop down here for a pint. I won't be, of course, on this occasion. No drinking and cycling. and we have to climb out the way we came in, up this very steep dig here. Gets up to about 15% maybe, so a bit of a struggle. This end of the island apparently is sinking, and I've noticed a certain amount of subsidence from when I used to come here on holiday in the 80s. I think probably that's what did for the caravan park that we used to stay at. We've got this nice, very Victorian park here. We can have a little roll around. There's some ducks, quack quack. And on our way there's a little bit of gravel. But not a lot. And then we're back on road again. Quite a nice section here, nice shady country lane. And then we get on this long coast road here as we head towards the western tip of the island. You can just see over there. So if you want a decent day of climbing, you could do worse than the Isle of Wight, because what you soon discover is there isn't more than about 10 metres of flat road on the whole island. You do still see a lot of red telephone boxes on the island. As I said, very, very English, and it is a bit of a sanctuary for red squirrels as well, because grey squirrels never made it to the Isle of Wight, so a bit of a sanctuary for that. A lot of crops grown as well. They do have a longer growing season down here on the island. It has kind of a unique climate, and sheep as well there, of course, as you can see. It's been a very hot, dry summer, as you can see by the yellowness of everything. There is a coastal walk you can do along here as well, but up and down, up and down. I felt for these two, I was struggling to get up here without all that baggage. Come down to Freshwater Bay again. Really nice little bit of seaside down here. A really nice place to come, and again not too crowded. There's this nice bit of beach, again lovely blue water. Could do worse. Very, very clean the beach is here as well. I mean, look at that, it's really clear. And you do get some seaside resorts around Britain where they tend to pump a load of sewage into the water, but not here. And there's this nice little thatched church here as well. It's a little bit quirky. And we can nip through here and ride up to the Needles. We can pop down here, have a look at the Needles old battery that was built in the mid-19th century, and also there's quite a lot of history here. The troops for the D-Day landings trained here. In the 50s they did a bit of rocket testing. Of course, a key defensive point going back to the 19th century and, of course, through the First and the Second World War. You can pay to go in there and have a look at some of the cannons. And there was a group of cyclists going up here, and something rather rude written on the road there. They must have known I was coming. See Allen Bay over there on the left. Again, that's a little bit of beach you can walk down to. And we can ride up here. Best view we can really get of the Needles without sort of walking down the coastal path. From here you can just about see the Needles. There's a lighthouse and two little outcroppings of chalk. And also over the way there you can see the mainland, or the North Island as many of the locals call it. Just over the water there is a place we went to in a previous video, which is Lymington. And there's a ferry you can get from the other side of the island up to there. And on the left we've just gone past the remains of a big gun emplacement. And lo and behold, we've got to climb out of here, so you do get your exercise out here. And there's the thatched church again, very cute. And we'll take a left here. So there's some nice forested bits as we head back to Cowes. Now we're coming into the high street of West Cowes, so it is the bicentennial Cowes Week, the regatta, and lots of boat racing going on. There's the fast ferry station down there, and as you can see it's very crowded as a result. But really nice high street this, again very Victorian sort of town. Also well worth a visit, lots of nice pubs and restaurants, some good charity shops here, you can get some bargains. Nice old pub here, so we'll pop down to the seafront and we'll actually get to see a race starting. Oh, I could just fancy a pina colada right now. So as you can hear, they're just firing the cannons there to set off the next race. So loud it made a child cry. And we can follow the race along here a bit. And I pop down to this kiosk here for a bit of grub and watch this very large container ship come in. I guess they all know what they're doing out there, otherwise it could end in disaster. And here's some of the lovely Victorian buildings you can find around the town. And then we're back on the ferry here, watching some of these sailing boats again. I guess they know what they're doing. I think the captain might have been a bit nervous. We've got this big one incoming at this point. But yeah, great fun day out. So hope you enjoyed that one. And we'll see you at the next one.